Hello guys, welcome to my channel Genetic Coding. So this is the animation which we will achieve in during this video. First animation will be our flip like this, and second animation will be our scale level. In this animation our image from its position to get expand, and its expanding is based on the value we define our animation. So let's start coding that purpose. I already demonstrate you what we will code in our this screen. So we are come straight to our animation demo.dart file. Here we will use our ticker provider state mixin class, because this is a callback which is very essential for performing animation, because this class help animation controller to communicate with Flutter render engine and also callback of animation with Flutter UI. So first of all, as you know from the previous video, we have to be initialize first of all our controller. Using the controller we control our animation, whether it should be in forward direction or reverse direction, what type of values we want to give, all the things is controlled by our animation controller. So we will give it name late animation controller. After that we have another variable animation, because in this video we are discussing the concept of flipping the image from 0 radian to 180 radian. So radian is already in the double value, so we will define it in the double. So we will make it flip animation. We will initialize what values in the init state method. So first of all we will initialize our animation controller. Here in animation controller it accepts two values. First is vertical synchronization. It accepts the object of vertical provider mixing class. So we have already used our mixing class with our animation class, so we will pass this keyword here. It will accept automatic ticker provider with its object, and second parameter is duration. So we will call here a duration. We will make our animation to perform in 2 seconds. Now we will initialize our flip animation. Here we will use twin animation, and it will accept a value double type. In this we will begin with 0 and end with pi. Pi means 180 radian, and animate this value. So for animating this value use curved animation. For animating this value use curved animation, and in parent parameter pass our controller. So why this? We are connecting our controller to this animation, and in curve we define how our animation will behave, like whether it is linear, like in it perform in the same speed, or it will start with slow speed and go with fast speed, like that. What we are using here, a bouncing effect, like that, curves dot bounce in effect. Curve dot bounce in is effect with which is already similar to like a wall already hitting to the ground and bounce back, then again hit to the ground and bounce back. At some point it got stable. Okay, it giving us error. We import our dot math library. Pi is 180 degree. Now we here initialize our animation controller and flip animation. Now we want to apply this animation on this image. Why click of button? So first of all you have to be override animated builder. Here we pass our controller. This is our animation controller, and here we pass our context and child on which our animation is performed. So we will pass here image dot assets. Now wrap our image with transform widget. Here it is. Now we will apply here transform 4 dot rotation x, and we will apply our flip animation dot value here. Now we have applied our animated builder and we pass our controller here. In transform widget we apply the values of animation which will accept from 0 to 180 radian. After that we start our animation. So we will define our variable wool is animation is forward, so that we can control whether our animation is forward or backward direction. So we will check is animation is forward, then we will make it true, else we will make it true. Is animation false. Here we will start our animation. So use AnimationController dot forward, AnimationController dot reverse. Okay, I think its animation is already forward, then we already perform the forward process. So we will call it reverse here and forward here, like that. Now we will run our app and test like this. It is flipping. What will happen if I call it 2 into pi? Yes, I mean it flipping 180 radian, and after flipping it goes its original position. We have rotate our values along with x direction. What will happen if I flip it according to y direction? Let's see. And we will again make this pi like this. It is flipping. We can also set a alignment, like the point of animation. So here alignment dot center. Now flip. This is how our alignment make effect. Like we have flipping our image from the center. Now we will apply all the three animation, rotation X, rotation Y and rotation Z simultaneously. How we can achieve that? Like that. First of all, you have to be call a identify. Identify a method which will help us to apply all the animation effect simultaneously on this widget. So add flip animation dot value and Z. Here it is. Now so we have achieved the same effect which we already saw in the starting of our video. Now we want to apply another animation effect which is scale. Like image will be on the its original position and got scale to some measurement. So how we can scale our animation and apply that in the animation form? So first of all, copy these two values. We will call it here scale controller, because we want to make another controller to control our scale animation. So here it is scale animation. Now just copy these controller and animation values. We will initialize our another controller, so make them scale controller. It also initialized with the same parameters, and we already use the ticker provider state mixin class, so we can use multiple animation in the same screen. Now initialize it with scale animation. What at this time we will pass 1.0. 1.0 represent here the original height and width of our image, and we will make to 2.0, means it will expand to double to its size in the animation form. And we will make our scale controller as a parent controller for this animation, and we'll use same curve for our animation. But we will not use our seconds, we use milliseconds, 1500. Now just copy these two methods. Here we will pass our scale controller. Now here we use our matrix identify dot scale, and pass our value scale animation dot value. Here it is. Now we will use scale controller here to perform our animation. Now we will run this. So for scale animation, what we change in our screen now? So first of all, we have duplicate our controller and scale animation, so that we independently perform this animation. So we find separate controller and separate animation, and we initialize this controller with the duration of 1500 milliseconds, it means 1.5 second. After that it is scale animation, which start from 1.0 and end with 2.0. After it I applied the animate and curved animation with parent scale controller, because it will be the only responsible for animating our values from 1.0 to 2.0, and we apply the speed of our animation. After that, same thing, we wrap our widget from the animated builder and apply the scale controller for this animated builder. After that, apply transform and we apply the alignment. It means it will going to expand from its center, and apply the scale parameter. Hope you understand. Now we apply the reverse and forward, so that we can start our animation and go back to its previous position by clicking of this button. Now we will start to test this animation. Click. Now it is going expand with bouncing effect. I hope you got the knowledge of animation of flipping and scaling your widget. If you got any knowledge from this video, please subscribe my channel and share my video and support me.